All right, good day and welcome once again to your program on channel 196. This is Cool TV. My name is Dr. Banjo. Welcome to CROSSFIRE. I have with me running the show, as usual, Barrister Ishoma Againe.
Good morning, Nigerians, and you're welcome to the show today. Happy Easter celebration.
Happy Easter to you, Ishoma, and happy Easter to as many people who are watching us out there. After the most anticipated elections in Nigeria, the presidential election has been won and lost. This ushered the general to become the next president of Nigeria. By May the 29th, most likely, everything being equal, we believe that the new president will be sworn in and everything will go into top gear to ensure that we begin to reap the dividend of the decisions that Nigerians actually took. Now, Nigerians in 6 days' time will be approaching the polls again, come Saturday, April the 11th, when the state elections will be taking place. Now, we would try as much as possible to focus on some troubled states as they are very sensitive to the win or the loss of the elections that are coming. One major state that we'll be looking at...
I would like to look at it as troubled states.
Oh, they are
because
troubled.
Because when you say troubled, the first thing that comes to our mind is, oh, probably they're under some terrorist attack or whatever it is. But I would like to look at it more...
Nigerians are educated. They know what we mean when we say troubled states. It's
contentious, not troubled.
You're just playing with synonyms here, Ishoma.
Words mean a lot to us right now.
All right, borrowing Ishoma's word. Okay, contentious states. And then we'll be focusing on Lagos State and a few other states like Imo and like Abia State. Now, Nigerians are going all out again to participate in this poll, but this time around, all elections are actually nucleated to the concerned state. Nigeria is a nation of 36 states plus the Federal Capital Territory. And so elections will be taking place in 36 plus 1 state in Nigeria. And it is expected that as we go close to these elections, tension is beginning to build up as to what candidate and what party will be taking the state seat. Now, Ishoma, let's look at a couple of trending stories and issues, that have been bothering around town. Mm-hmm. President Goodluck Jonathan, came out yesterday and made some statements that are really very mind-boggling. Now, he said in one, as if it is well reported, he said, I've been in cage for 16 years. And you'll be wondering, how do you mean I've been in cage for 16 years? That's the caption, that Vanguard used. And as a matter of fact, he was saying in that report, he said, I wish that Nigerians would sacrifice for Buhari to succeed. I wish that, that we all rally around the newly elected, president and all of that. My concern, I hope, I am not mistaken. But if really and truly what I am thinking is anything to go by, Ishoma, it simply means Mr. President was actually deceived.
Come on.
A lot of people that were around him were pure sycophants. People never told the president the truth about the state of the nation. President Goodluck Jonathan expected victory at the polls until there was... Yeah.
This is not coming from me.
It is coming from me.
There is
just like I expected him to win.
Now, this is my own opinion. In my own personal opinion, there's a limit to how much you can be deceived, true or false.
When you are very vulnerable, you will just keep falling for lies. I don't care how vulnerable an individual is. You should.
Even no matter how people tend to lie to you, at some point in time, the fact that you as a person, you're an independent, identity. You should be able to verify for yourself the truth. For example, look at Lagos State, for example. Look at Governor Fashola. You see Governor Fashola moving on the street. He disguises his dresses as a normal individual. He goes out to the market. Projects which have been awarded, he goes out to monitor to make sure that the contractors are doing their job. Are you trying to tell me that he won't have been deceived? At some point in time, the people will have come, or people under him will have come to, Mr. Governor, we're doing what we're doing. But he, because he's a serious-minded individual and a leader, he knew that leadership is about serving the people. I am the people's servant. So I should be able to go out to the streets to monitor my state, to monitor what is going on. I expected that, Mr. President, even if people were deceiving him, I expected that being proactive here should have made him know that I should be on my toes. I should go out and monitor on ground what's ongoing. As a good leader,
I have a question
so
for you.
I don't think the excuse about being deceived was enough.
Can I ask you a question?
Suffice here.
Can I ask you a question? Like I did in the intro, Nigeria is a nation of 36 states plus the Federal Capital Territory. 37 of them. Now, the president sits in Abuja. Nigeria operates, the type of government that we have in place. Hold on. The type of government we have in place is such that we have the president at the federal level, we have the governors at the state level, and then at the local level, we have the council, the chairman and the councillors. Now, you are simply saying that the president cannot entrust development and activities that will move states forward to the governors. You are simply saying that the legislative arm of the government that takes decisions as it borders around federal issue and state issues and they represent even to their own very constituency. Are you saying that the president now is expected to come and know exactly what is happening at Etiosa local government? The president should go and know what is happening at Ojo local government. When you actually, you see, you are simply disabusing. Hold on. You are simply saying that.
This is not
you are simply You are simply saying that it is not proper.
This is not
to delegate. It is not proper to delegate and give people assignment, and you expect they will give you positive opinion of what is happening.
Now, based on all you have said, you should also understand that there's been a whole lot of misconception about Nigeria's politics, and that is where we get it wrong. The fact that Mr. President is from the PDP doesn't mean he should not sit down with other state governors who are from ABGA, who are from the APC, who are from other political parties. Because now he is not the governor of the PDP, he's the governor of that particular state. Or Mr. President.
Or the president.
Exactly. So we expected that even if, yes, there's something you call delegated authority, but when you delegate authority, you're not completely handing over. You only say, be a caretaker. But as a landlord, I should be able to
I don't have a right to believe the report that they give me.
I should still be able to monitor.
Don't I have a right to believe the report that
the fact that a landlord has a caretaker who supervises his properties does not mean the landlord should not
come and see what the state of the building is.
And see for himself, because we have seen situations where some caretakers do not even care. They're all still nonchalant. And as the president, it was expected that he should have done his job. And this in no way vitiates the authority of the other constituencies. It doesn't, because he's the president. Now, let me bring this. Look at foreign countries, for example, where democracy works. Let's even use other African countries that are getting it right a lot better than Nigeria. Despite the fact, we saw the video that was everywhere, about the president of Ghana when he paid a surprise visit to the immigration. Are you trying to tell me that there were no service chiefs? Of course, he was hearing informations. He had service chiefs who were supposedly lying to him. But he was still hearing that there was gross corruption in the immigration sector. And he paid a surprise visit. And he caught them red-handed. I have the video on my phone.
I'm not arguing.
That is what accountability is all about.
All right, Ishoma, let's look at it. I am not tilting towards any particular, issue, as it were. I'm looking at, the activity of the president of Nigeria holistically, as it borders around his assignment and his responsibilities. Now, if the sole responsibility of governance rests on the presidency, and the president in his own capacity is doing everything that he's supposed to do by ensuring federal allocation gets to state as when due, and it is expected that every fund released is well appropriated, and then reports come back to him that development is taking place in each and all of those states. It's a classical example when the president have an information that, see, there is problem in Ogun State and it needs to be attended to, or there's problem in Abia State and it needs to be attended to. It's a different thing when you're talking about development, because the expectation is that you have the #1 citizen in that state who is the governor. And the governor is expected, not mindful of the party that the governor belongs to. So my concern is that, see, when you have structure in place, it befits you that you allow those structures to work. It's a different thing. Hold on.
Even when the structures are not functioning as they should.
How would you know?
Even when the structure, for
when
example,
the reports that are getting to you, the feedback, when the feedback that are getting to you is pointing to the fact that all is well.
Let us be realistic here.
For
example, now, Mr. President came out and said, this is not the first time he was deceived. Now, the kind of person you are determines the kind of people who surround you. Do you know that?
Yeah.
True or false? Good. Now, what does that tell you? But I'm not trying to imply anything here, but I expected that the people whom Mr. President had surrounding him, first of all, he should have chosen people who were like minds like him, who had the number one the priority, which is for the good of the people, for development purposes.
How would you know that? How would you know that?
I am not saying he. I am saying that is how ordinarily it should be.
Yeah.
That the president should be surrounded with people who are development conscious, who are conscious about putting, the right structures in place. Now, of course, we know that out of every two, there must always be a Judas. Now, governance has become so easy right now because I can be here and I know what's going on at Abuja. At the end of the day, this is about the people. If you say electricity, people are having 24 hours electricity, is it my chief or my chief of staff or one of my ministers that should tell me that? Or I should get the feedback from the average man who has a house in one part of Lagos
how would you do that? You want President Jonathan to come to Yaba, and start asking people, do you have electricity?
You and I, of course he will not come, but of course you and I know that people complain. When you hear the people complain that this road is bad, how did Fashola know that some certain roads in Lagos State were not functioning, despite the fact
that... Fashola, we know this is his state.
Oh, this
is supposed to get, this is his state. He's supposed to get to the nitty-gritty of activities in Lagos.
Nigeria is his country, okay? And he should get in to soak his foot in the activities of the nation. If you know you could not do it, why did you become president?
No, don't say that.
If you know you could not do it.
I take that, I mean, that's an aberration.
If you know you could not. Look at Obama.
That's an aberration.
Can the president of Nigeria be
more
busy?
So you think Obama knows exactly everything that is going on in California, in Canada, in California, in Florida, in Houston?
Can the president of Nigeria be more busy than the president of America?
It's not possible. I mean, look at this.
Now you know for the
sake of a better argument, Ishoma, hold on.
Very well
hold on. Ceasefire.
That he's not just involved. The president of America is not just involved in the activities of America, but also the activities of the whole world. Because of the position they play.
Can you listen to this for the sake of a better argument? I'm saying that President Obama sits in the White House. He is the president of the United States of America. Now, we have governors in Florida, in Canada, in Houston, in all the states in America. Now, when a report gets to the president about some happenings or circumstances, he needs to verify.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
My issue is, why wasn't any verification done in our own case?
Now,
why wasn't there any verification?
You
don't swallow what people say, hook, line, and sinker.
Not particularly, Ishoma. Let me tell you something. When you have actually, it is one thing for me to train my child, and I send my child to go to a higher institution, and a report getting to the parents at the end of the day is that child has actually joined the cult. Now, this is a well-trained child.
But you're mixing
hold on now. Can I wait for you? I hold on for you to finish your statement.
Let me land.
You don't even know what I want to say.
Because the president is not the one training the
governor. You don't even know what I want to say, Ishoma. Listen to me.
The president is not the one training the governor.
Can I see? The president oversees the activities. You just told me he's not the president of Ogun State. He is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Very true.
Now, when reports gets to him, the best that he can do, first of all, is to verify and call the governor, and he says, I'm hearing this report about your state. And the governor says, Mr. President, they are all propaganda. I am in control of all the activities in this state.
And then you bring
things are not the way it's being reported
and
to
then
you.
Of course, you have to bring
if the president wants to deploy machinery to go and confirm what the governor is saying and what is actually on ground, it's a different ball game.
But my issue is, why was that never done in our own case?
If reports get back to the president,
that is the issue. That is the issue of contention here, is that those were never done, which I am saying that should have been done.
See,
it is not just about to come and
do you
lay,
know where
and
I
lay the blame
expect
game
you to come
of
in?
some other person
I
saying
expect you to have told me that
there is a limit to how one can be deceived.
I expect you to have told me that the major problem, the bottleneck, especially as it borders around proper, positive, feedback to the president, should be that we need to know that the governance nature
I'm sorry,
in Nigeria.
You've gotten it
hold
wrong.
on now. You don't even know what I want to say.
I know what
you don't know.
I know
what
you're
do I
aiming
want to say?
I know what you're aiming
What?
at.
Okay.
And the truth is, you shouldn't use that as an excuse.
What?
Because the truth is, the body language
Now
from
you
the
don't know what I
beginning,
want to say.
The body
Now
language
listen and
of
let
the
me say
president
it.
from
I'm
the
saying,
beginning
no,
was wrong.
I'm saying
on
that.
this issue, it was wrong from the beginning.
I'm saying that Nigeria is a multi-party country.
Let's be realistic.
Some states of the federation, hold on, some state of the federation aligns with the party of the president, that the president belonged to. Hold on, let me learn.
This is
now,
not about
like Lagos State,
party.
can you hold on?
This is not about
That's the challenge I have with you. You make your statement. Listen to me.
You're getting it wrong.
I'm not getting anything wrong. Let me land on my point. Ishoma, can I just land on my point? I'm saying that
when the governance,
Lagos State, for instance,
oh my God, about your political party.
All right, we'll go on a short break now.
People?
When we come back, we'll take this conversation
to
another level. We'll be right back.
Governance is for the people.